Hey y'all, it's Miss A. Welcome back. Hope y'all had a fantastic Christmas break. I know it was 2 weeks. For me personally, those 2 weeks just flew by. But we are back. Hope y'all had lots of fun, got lots of rest, and ready for the remainder of the school year. I promise you, like, the second half of school seems to fly by, especially when we come back from spring break, which I believe is only like 8 weeks away. So, we are almost there through this crazy school year. We can make it to the end together, okay? So we are starting Unit 6 today. Unit 6 is all about equations and expressions, prime factorization, some order of operations. We're going to start off very simple today. I know it's the first day back and y'all aren't going to want to do anything. I can already hear it, see the eye rolls. But we do have to get started and get going in this next unit, okay? I do want to start off with, just so you'll know, I will be out for the remainder of the week. Since I tested positive for COVID right before Christmas break, my son cannot return to his daycare for 24 days. So no one is sick anymore. No one's sick at all. But he can't go back, so I have to stay home with him. So I will return next week for sure. All right, let's get started. So today we're looking at equations versus expressions. It's very simple to distinguish between the two. Okay, it's one thing you're looking for. Very, very simple. So an expression is a mathematical phrase that does not have an equal sign. Okay, so does not have an equal sign is an expression. An equation is a mathematical phrase that has an equal sign. Okay, so it has an equal sign. I do have a copy of this, the printable copy in Canvas for my at-home learners. If you have access to a printer, please print it off. If not, just jot down some notes. You need to know the difference between an expression and an equation. So write this stuff down, anything you find important, especially these first two sentences here. Okay, so an expression does not have an equal sign, but an equation has an equal sign. Hopefully this is kind of easy to remember because EQUA and EQUA, that they go together. So equation has an equal sign. They kind of sound similar. And this will make more sense whenever we look at examples, of course. All right, and then a variable is a letter used to represent an unknown number. A letter used to represent an unknown number. So that variable can literally be any letter in the alphabet. Most commonly, you're going to see X. That's the variable that we use the most in math. But it can be anything. All right, so one more time. Again, an expression does not have an equal sign, but an equation has an equal sign. And a variable is just a letter representing an unknown number that we're solving for. All right, so it says identify if each of the following represents an equation or an expression. If it represents an equation or an expression. So remember, equation has an equal sign, expression, no equal sign. So here we have 2x plus 7 minus 3. I notice that there is no equal sign anywhere in this problem. So because there's no equal sign, it is an expression. Number 2, we've got 3x equals 21. So I notice it has an equal sign right here. So I know an equal sign means it's an equation. And that's it, guys. We're not solving anything yet. We're just identifying if it's an expression or an equation. Number 3, b minus 4 equals 13. Okay, again, I see an equal sign right here. I know that an equal sign means it's an equation. Pretty simple. I want you to pause the video and do these 3 on your own and see if you get them correct. So go ahead and pause the video and then unpause whenever you're done, and we'll check your answers. Number 4, we have r plus 2 minus 1. There is no equal sign here at all, so I know no equal sign means it's an expression. Number 5, we have a fraction here. Remember that fraction bar means division. So this is saying x divided by 2 is equal to 10. There is an equal sign. So I know if there's an equal sign, it means it's an equation. And the last one, number 6, is 7 minus m. 7 minus m, there is no equal sign. So I know that no equal sign is an expression. It's that simple. It's really that easy. Okay. The last section we're going to look at here, we're actually going to determine if the verbal description represents an equation or an expression. So we have to write out the problem. We have to determine, is it multiplying or adding or subtracting? Is there a keyword in there that tells me that it's an equation, that there's an equal sign? So just reading it carefully. Again, remember that an equation has an equal sign and an expression has no equal sign. Okay, so we have to read these carefully and write them out as a math problem. All right, so we have 3. I'm going to write that above. That's where I'm going to start. I like to write it up so I can see what every word represents. Times, okay, times can be an x, and then the number 2. Now, earlier I told you that an x represents a variable most of the time. So right here, we know that times is represented with an x for multiplication. But instead of using an x, let's use a dot instead. Because we might get confused and think that a multiplication symbol sometimes is a variable. So now we need to get in the habit of using a dot or even parentheses to represent multiplication. I'll show you both ways here. All right, so we've got 3 times 2. 3 times 2. That's exactly what it says here. 3 times 2. So I wrote that down. There is nothing in here that tells me equal to. So this is an expression. Remember, no equal sign is an expression. Now, I did say earlier we could use parentheses. So what you could do instead of the dot is you could do 3 and then put the 2 inside parentheses. This still means 3 times 2. All right, number 2, a number. So we don't know what a number is. So we can put a variable. I'm going to put x times, put a dot. Again, this is why we don't want to put an x here because that would be 2 x's. So times is a dot. 2 is next. And then it says is a keyword for equal. And then we have the number 6. So we have a number, x, times 2 is or equal 6. So there is my problem. We notice that it does have an equal sign, so this is an equation. Again, instead of a dot, you could have done, actually here you would put 2x equals 6. You always put whenever it's a variable and a number being multiplied, put the number in front of the variable. Looks weird to have it at the end. Okay, so it's just multiplication, has an equal sign because of the word is. That's my keyword there that tells me it is an equation. All right, again, we have a number. We don't know what that number is, so we're going to use an x times, so a dot, 2 plus 3. And this is just what I like to do. I like to put it above each word so I know what those words are representing. That's just something I like to do. So we've got x times 2 plus 3, and that was the end of it. There was no keyword that tells me equals. There was no is or whatever. So this is an expression. This is an expression. Remember, an equation has to have an equal or a keyword representing equal, and then expression is no equal sign. We're going to do one more together, and y'all going to do a couple on your own. So here we have 3 times, so a dot, a number, which I don't know what it is greater than, okay, that's a little bit different than before. It's greater than, it's the symbol, and then 9. So we have 3 times x is greater than 9. So is this an expression or an equation? Does it have an equal sign? No. It has a greater than symbol, but that's not an equal sign. So this is an expression. In order for it to be an equation, it has to have an equal sign. The phrase is greater than does not mean equal to. All right, so these last two, I want you to pause the video, read these, do them on your own, and then unpause whenever you're done and see if you get the answers correct. All right, number 5, we have, again, a number, which I don't know what it is, so I'm going to use X. Again, you can use any letter, though. If you want to use the letter of your name, go for it. Just if your name is like Olivia, don't put an O. Because an O, you're going to get confused with a 0. But any other letter is fine. A number, X, plus 4 is equal to, that's pretty straightforward, is equal to, and then we have 7. So we have a number, X, plus 4 is equal to 7. So because we have an equal sign here, we know that it's an equation. Again, equation has to have an equal, expression has no equal. And then here on the last one, we have 5 minus a number. Don't know what that number is, but we know it's something. So 5 minus a number, X. There's no keyword representing an equal sign, so this is an expression. And that's it, guys. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. These are really simple. You just have to look for an equal sign or no equal sign. And then down here, you have to just read them carefully and make sure you know what each of those words are referring to. And it's helpful if you can write it write it out. So write out X plus 4 equals 7, or X minus 5 minus X, whatever it is that's given to you in words, so you can actually see it. Okay, and remember to look for those keywords that tells you equal. Most of the time, it's just going to be the word is, like we had here, or is equal to. Could even be like is the same as. That could be something you might see possibly, but it's pretty straightforward. If y'all have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me. Contact me on Zoom. My link will be open for the most part of the day. You can also send me an email in Canvas. Y'all have a great day. Welcome back. We are going to get through this year together. Y'all have a great day. And hey, it's 2021. Okay? It's got to be better than 2020. Gotta be. It's only up from here. Y'all have a fantastic day, and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye, guys.